It's 11 at night and you're the last one in the office. The overhead lights on your floor clicked off an hour ago, motion sensors, and you didn't bother waving your arm to bring them back. The glow of your monitor is enough. There's a cold cup of coffee to your left, a ring dried onto the desk beneath it, and you're staring at a bug that has beaten you for 3 straight hours. And here's the thing nobody warns you about. In this exact moment, you feel like the most valuable person in the building. You're solving what no one else can solve. You're indispensable. You can feel it in your chest, that quiet, hard pride. Remember this feeling, because in about 7 years, it's going to be the exact thing that traps you. Let me show you 2 versions of your life. Same person, same brain, same starting salary. The only difference is where you decided to point your energy in your 20s. And I'm telling you now, one of these versions ends up in a room the other one doesn't even know exists. Start with the version you're probably already living. You bet everything on skill. You told yourself the truest sounding lie in the whole professional world. If I'm just good enough, they'll have to recognize me. It's a beautiful idea. It feels fair. It feels like justice. And it makes you very, very easy to keep exactly where you are. So you grind. You learn the new framework before anyone asks. You fix the production outage at 2 in the morning while the people who will take credit for it are asleep. Your first review comes and your manager says the words you've been starving to hear. Honestly, we don't know what we'd do without you. And you glow. You take that sentence home like a medal, except go back and actually listen to it. We don't know what we'd do without you. That is not a compliment. That is a description of a lock. What they are really telling you is that your value is so tied to your current seat that removing you from it would cost them. An irrational company does not promote its way out of a problem it does not want to have. Why would they take the one person who keeps the machine running and put them in a room full of slides and politics? You've made yourself the load-bearing wall, and nobody renovates the load-bearing wall. Now the raise comes, 4%, then 5%. You watch your salary climb the way water climbs a wall, slow, and always hitting a ceiling you can't quite see but can absolutely feel. By your late 20s, you're the best technician on your team, and you are still, functionally, a very expensive tool. A tool they are terrified to lose and equally uninterested in elevating. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the same building, there's the other version of you. And in the first few years, honestly, you'd have looked down on them, because this version isn't the best coder in the room, isn't the best analyst, the best designer, whatever your field is. This version is, by raw skill, maybe a solid 7 out of 10, but watch what they do with their time. When the outage happens at 2 in the morning, they help, sure, but at 12:30 in the afternoon, they're having lunch, not at their desk, in the cafeteria, next to a director from a team they don't even work with, and they're not pitching anything, they're just asking questions. How'd you end up running that group? What's the hardest part of your job right now? You'd have called that schmoozing, ass-kissing, playing politics instead of doing real work. And that contempt, that little sneer you feel right now, is the single most expensive emotion in your entire career. Because you've been taught that networking is fake and skill is real. The people who taught you that are the same people who benefit from you staying at your desk. Here's the mechanic nobody spells out for you. Skill is how the work gets valued. Relationships are how the work gets seen, attributed, and rewarded. 2 completely different systems. And you can be a genius in the first one and functionally invisible in the second. The invisible genius and the visible 7 look identical on paper. They do not look identical on a promotion committee. So watch the visible 7 move. Around year 3, a reorg happens, the kind that terrifies you, the kind where your stomach drops when the meeting invite lands. You're worried about your position, but this other version of you isn't worried, because they already had coffee with the person now running the new division 3 months ago, not because they knew the reorg was coming, because they were always having coffee with someone. So when that director needs a name for a stretch role, a lead something, a manage a team something, whose face floats up in their mind. Not the best coder they've never spoken to, the 7 who ask good questions over a sandwich, and that's the moment the 2 lines on the graph, the 2 versions of you, start to separate, slowly at first. You barely notice it. One of you gets handed a title, the other gets handed a harder ticket to close, and you, still at your desk at 11 p.m., still glowing, have no idea a race just started that you didn't know you'd entered. Fast forward to year 5. The gap that started as a hairline crack is now a canyon, and here's the cruel part. You still can't see it from where you're standing, because your world got smaller without you noticing. Your calendar is stand-ups and code reviews and firefighting. You know the internal systems better than anyone alive. But ask yourself, honestly, who 3 levels above you knows your name, not knows your work, knows your name, could say it in a room you're not in. The visible 7, meanwhile, just got put on a project with the VP, not because they were the most qualified. Because when the VP asked their director, who should I pull for this, the director said a name they could actually picture. And now this version of you is in the meetings where decisions get made, learning the second language of your entire industry, the one they never teach the technicians. How money moves, who owes who. Why that acquisition really happened, which executive is quietly on the way out. Context. The thing that turns a good employee into a person with leverage. And you, back at the load-bearing wall, you finally snap. You march into your manager's office and you say the sentence you've earned the right to say. I've been here 5 years. I'm the best engineer on this team. I want to lead. And your manager, who genuinely likes you, gives you the most honest answer of your career, even if they'd never phrase it this way. They say, you're just so critical where you are. There it is again, the compliment that is a cage. We don't know what we'd do without you has finally been translated into plain English. We will never let you leave that seat because you're too useful in it. Now here's where most people telling this story would lie to you. They'd say the networker cruises to the top and the technical one gets left behind, dumb and bitter. That's not true, and the truth is more useful, because the technical skill was never the mistake. The mistake was believing it was the whole game. Watch what actually happens to the invisible genius who finally wakes up. Because you do wake up, maybe at 31, maybe 34, and you realize something that reframes everything. The network was never about being fake. The person you looked down on wasn't kissing anything. They were doing the other half of the job, the half where you make your value legible to the people who allocate opportunity. And that skill, it turns out, is learnable. It's just late, later than it needed to be. So you take the director to lunch. It feels awkward and transactional, and you hate it, and you do it anyway. And slowly, because your work is genuinely excellent, once people can finally see it, you start to move. This is the version I actually want for you, if I'm honest. Because the deepest technical foundation plus relationships is the rarest, most dangerous combination in any company. The 7 who networks gets to management. The 9 who learns to be seen gets to the room where they decide who the managers report to. But let's be clear about the cost, because there's always a cost, and anyone who tells you otherwise is selling something. Those 7 years you spent as the invisible genius, they weren't free. You got a reputation as a doer, not a leader, and reputations calcify. You have to spend real years actively rewriting a story people already decided about you. Some rooms closed while you were heads down, and they don't reopen just because you finally showed up. Which brings us all the way back. 11 at night. Cold coffee ringed on the desk. The bug you finally, 3 hours in, are about to kill. And that pride swelling in your chest, that feeling of being indispensable. Hold on to it because it's real and it's earned. But hear the whole truth of it now. Being indispensable at your desk is exactly how you stay at your desk. The lights are off on your floor because you're the only one still here proving something to people who already went home. And the thing they've quietly decided about you got decided somewhere else entirely, in a room with better coffee and no bug tracker, by people who know each other's names. Hard work gets you the raise. It gets you the "we don't know what we'd do without you." It gets you the medal you carry home alone at midnight. But who you know, who knows you, who can picture your face when opportunity gets handed out, that's what gets you the seat at the table where the raises are decided in the first place. You don't have to choose one, that's the lie. The people at the top never chose. They were the 9 who made damn sure they were seen. So finish the bug. You've got it, it's nearly dead. Then close the laptop, and tomorrow at 12:30, don't eat at your desk. There's a whole other game running one floor up, and it started the day you decided it was beneath you.